What's going on, guys? Super Savage 789 here, bringing you guys a video. And today we're doing What If Goku was Raised by the Galactic Patrol, Episode 1. So before we get into today's video, I'd like to say a big thanks to Cope's Arts on Twitter and on YouTube for doing this commissioned art. His link to his channel will be in the description below. And yeah, let's get into today's video. In this timeline, Jocko actually manages to locate the target of the Saiyan who landed on Earth, as he was meant to in his own special. He'd arrive in Mount Palzu, his ship breaking on impact as it did in the original canon. Once exiting, he walks over to the same pod and finds it vacant. It must have gone somewhere else. Since he is super elite, he's able to easily track where the baby was taken and pinpoint it to a shack in the middle of the woods. Pulling out his blaster, Jocko shoulder barges the door open and points it inside, finding an old man sat on a wooden chair and the same child eating like a pig. He swiftly rushes over and hits him in the back of the neck, knocking him out, confusing the old man, as he asks what's happening. Jocko explains to the man, who reveals his name is Gohan, and tells him that he will be taken back to headquarters. Gohan is a bit upset by this, since he could sense that the boy was pure heart, but he can't argue and places his head down as Jocko leaves, Kakarot in hand. Using the same pod, the duo return to Galactic headquarters, where Kakarot is thrown in a cell. Despite this, Jocko feels bad since he is an innocent child, and after a month or so, travels to see the Galactic King, asking him to let the boy enroll in the Galactic Academy. The king thinks it's a good idea, since he is a Saiyan, and a good Saiyan would be nice, and allows Kakarot to begin. Kakarot grows up quite differently than normal, as you can imagine. The tail of the boy would have been cut off immediately, and for good reason, since everyone knows the consequences of what it can cause. Kakarot learns martial arts and becomes stronger through the drills in the academy. He'd be able to speak every language and recognize any race due to this. He'd also get the blasters and rocket boots, and be taught to arrest and not to kill. After 10 years, Kakarot finally graduates out of the academy and would be graduated by Jocko, a father figure of sorts to him. The duo adventure to the storage unit, where Jocko shows him his Saiyan pod, explaining how Kakarot was sent to Earth and that. Jocko leaves, telling the boy to take a look, not being responsible in the slightest. Once getting inside, Kakarot accidentally hits a button of his foot, causing the ship door to close and the thrusters begin to start. Before he can stop it, it shoots out of the room, breaking through the roof, which quickly shuts to not allow the space to claim anything in it. The best Kakarot can do now is wait to land and try to get back. His pod slams into Mount Palzu, nearby the original crater originally made, though not quite since the Earth does turn. Kakarot tries to get the ship to activate yet again. After 10 years of being sand storage, it's out of fuel, and it is unlikely the planet on supplies of fuel needed. Kakarot steps out and begins to look around, analysing his surroundings. Eventually, he locks into a person walking through the forest on a daily stroll, and approaches, waiting for the man to address him, which he quickly does, saying hello. Gohan recognizes the boy and hugs him, asking how he's been, confusing Kakarot, as he asks who Gohan is. Gohan explains to Kakarot about how he originally landed there, and the duo return to Gohan's for lunch to discuss what's been going on, becoming fast friends. Eventually, Kakarot asks about the certain type of fuel his ship needs, which Gohan would say that he doesn't know. With attacks like Pilaf has now, it'd be pretty penny to fuel the ongoing war. The Saiyan asks what he means, and so Gohan explains to him. About a year ago, he and this young girl named Bulma went on an adventure for these mystical balls named Dragon Balls. He even made a new student named Yamcha during this time. They almost collected them all until Pilaf arrived and snatched the wish, wishing to be king. After that, not much happened until the Dragon Balls reset. Now, there's an ongoing war between Pilaf's soldiers and the Red Ribbon Army. At least, that's what he's been told by Yamcha whenever he visits. Hearing that a war occurred on this planet displeases Kakarot, as he didn't want people like Gohan to suffer, since he was so kind and since Kakarot was pure of heart. He promises that he'll gather these Dragon Balls and stop the war himself, or at least try to fix it, which Gohan would have tried to fight against. After a short sparring match, Gohan would realize that this boy is actually stronger than him by a fair bit, and so his suspicion fades. He tells Kakarot to travel to the city of the west, and find Bulma to get the Dragon Radar, which Kakarot nods at, flying away, waving goodbye. Meanwhile, Jocko would figure out what had happened through security cameras and would panic. He'd go to get a ship to help him, but the only ship there would take a long time to reach him. It's better than nothing, however. He leads into the ship and rockets away towards Earth. Kakarot arrives in West City after a small while of flying, and starts to look around for Bulma, where he acts like he did canonically, looking around and asking civilians. He'd find Capsule Corp right as Bulma returns from school, and by sheer luck guesses right that this is her. He says that he's a friend of Gohan's and asks for the Dragon Radar, which she is reluctant to give. She would do, however, after placing a tracker in it, so if he doesn't return, she can send her boyfriend to beat him up. With Dragon Radar in hand, Kakarot flies away, beginning to look for the Dragon Balls. The first location he arrives at is somewhere in what appears to be a forest that is currently in the midst of warfare. He nonchalantly walks over to where the Dragon Ball is, ignoring the constant gunfire by the Pilar soldiers and the Red Ribbon Army. He is found by Colonel Silver, but is knocked out by Kakarot with a simple flick on the forehead. When everyone knows he is there, he rockets away, not needing to fight anymore. Next, he arrives in a snowy tundra and quickly finds Jingle City after some searching. Walking through the snow, he begins to knock on doors trying to find the Dragon Balls, and is eventually briefed on the situation by Suno, where he promises to protect them. Kakarot flies to the top of the tower and breaks through, placing General White at gunpoint faster than he can react. Immediately, Kakarot knocks him out and frees him there, telling him that will take him somewhere safe. He flies him to Suno's house before returning to Muscle Tower to start taking down the soldiers. As normal, he beats Major Metallotron, Ninja Murasaki, and Seizeita, who gives him the Dragon Ball. The townspeople then raid the tower and place everyone inside a jail cell, which Eita would watch over. They demolish the tower and subsequently destroy Bouillon. Next, Kakarot places an airtight helmet on and goes underwater, arriving in a pirate's cave, where he effortlessly gets through all the traps. Even the pirate robot is a one-tap for him. After looking through the cave, he eventually finds the Dragon Ball and leaves yet again with rapid speed. After a small while of searching and after a snack, the Saiyan arrives on Sacred Land and witnesses Bora fighting General Blue to a standstill. In a state of desperation, Blue pulls out a gun and goes to shoot Upa, who Kakarot luckily saves before rushing over to help Bora fight Blue. Eventually, Bora manages to slam a sphere through Blue's chest, killing him. Bora and Upa begin talking with Kakarot, and they learn about his goal, giving him the Dragon Ball, as he leaves to go and obtain the rest. Kakarot arrives at Pilaf's castle and begins to rush through, blaster in hand. With swift speed, he begins to rush through, apprehending any soldier he walks past. Eventually, he arrives at the throne room, where he sees Pilaf, Mai, and Shu all somewhat afraid to fight the menace. Before Kakarot can knock them out, all three of them pull out capsules and go into their mech suits. They all rush at Kakarot using rockets and machine guns to try and stop him, which begins to destroy the palace, and gets news reports on. These attacks do little to nothing to Kakarot, as he remembers his years of academy work and starts to destroy the robots. In a last-ditch effort, all three of them fuse and tower over the boy, doing a little more to him, however it doesn't do much still. Using his rocket boots and speed, Kakarot rushes up and smashes his hand through the glass of Pilaf's, causing the blue dwarf to panic. Kakarot grabs him and backflips down to the ground before threatening to shoot Pilaf, if Mai and Shu don't surrender. The mechs vanish into capsules as Kakarot knocks all three of them out and takes their capsules as well as their Dragon Ball. A ship arrives from the sky and out walks Bulma and Yamcha. Bulma knew she recognized the kid, and also he did that, which Kakarot shrugs at. He begins to leave to the Red Ribbon base, but Yamcha stops him. "You'll be dead if you enter there alone. Let me go, you kid," Yamcha smugly says, which Kakarot is hesitant about, until he hears what his name is. This is the guy Gohan told him about. Since he was trained by the old man, Kakarot throws Yamcha one of the Pilaf mechs, and tells him to get in so he can fly. The duo then leave for the Red Ribbon base. Once arriving after a couple hours, Yamcha leaps out of the mech and begins to fight off the soldiers, as Kakarot does the same. He travels to the head of the base, where he sees Assistant Black, who had just killed Commander Red. The duo battle similar to Canon, where Black ultimately meets his end in an explosion. With all 7 Dragon Balls in hand, Kakarot goes outside the base, and places them down, ready to summon the dragon, and make the world like it was before the war. Before he can, a fist is thrown at him, which Kakarot manages to catch. Him and Tambourine begin to battle as the duo fly through the air away from the Dragon Balls. Yamcha spots this and goes to help him, but he's jumped by Symbol, who begins attacking him. Shenron is summoned, which Kakarot notices, and he rockets off to get his wish. But it's too late, as Shenron is killed, and King Piccolo stands there grinning, his youth returned. Backing up a bit, when Pilaf regained his youth, he went to the basement that was still intact, angry that his empire was toppled by a small boy, and released King Piccolo, to explain the situation, who merely rushed over there with his 2 kids. Kakarot is annoyed that his adventure was for nothing, and asks who Piccolo is, which he explains. He tries to distract him, as Tambourine rushes behind the boy, however Kakarot was prepared. He turned around and blasted Tambourine between the eyes, not having any of it. Then Piccolo and Kakarot begin their battle. Yamcha is struggling against Symbol a small bit, however he tries to think back to the teachings of his master. He channels all his strength with a well-timed Wolfang fist, he manages to do some fair bit of damage on the beast. Then Yamcha finds a nearby sword from a fallen soldier and slices up Symbol, killing him. Kakarot and Piccolo are almost evenly matched. While Kakarot has a slight advantage in strength and martial arts, Piccolo has the ability to use Ki, an ability which Kakarot has no clue how to use. The battle is intense, leaving both them badly damaged. Piccolo stares down at Kakarot on the ground, and charged up a blast, firing at him to kill him. Channeling all his strength, Kakarot let out a shout and managed to barely fire a blast of Ki that caused Piccolo's to explode. It left Kakarot exhausted as he fell backwards, out of breath. Before Piccolo can do anything else, he's hit in the back of the neck and falls unconscious. Kakarot looks up and sees a super elite Jocko holding King Piccolo's unconscious body. Jocko places Ki suppression cuffs on Piccolo and places him into his ship. I know these don't exist in canon, or it makes sense that they'd have something like this to arrest people accordingly. Either that, or they'd have cuffs made of catching. Jocko helps Kakarot up as Yamcha comes over and is briefed on the situation. Kakarot and Yamcha shake hands as Yamcha confesses that he doesn't know what he'll do about the Dragon Balls. Kami telepathically contacts Yamcha to come see him, filling the bandit with understanding. He tells Kakarot they should come by sometime for a Tenkaichi Budokai, which Kakarot agrees to as him and Jocko leave with the unconscious Piccolo. Before they leave, however, Kakarot gives Yamcha a beacon to contact him if the world's ever in danger. Yamcha will travel to the lookout after getting a new Oibo from his old master Gohan. Kami confesses that he will revive Shenron due to how Piccolo is defeated, as was the war. However, Earthlings should be more careful, since it was all solved due to an alien. Yamcha asks Kami to train him, however the god is reluctant to do so. He does do this, however, since it would be good with an Earthling defending the planet. So, Yamcha trains under Popo and Kami. But guys, that's really it, me. Should you like, subscribe, and comment down below things to happen in the next episode. As you can see, this one was a lot longer because I was super passionate about this. This is a what if I've been working on for such a long time, and I'm just glad I worked it out. And yeah, bye!